My motherfucker.
Say, Rose, man, you playing to win tonight, man. You sharp as a mosquito's needle. What's going on? That's that crypto, see? They let a real crip up in the crypto ball. Ooh. Bang, bang.
Over the weekend, hip-hop fans were left in shock as some of the industry's most iconic rappers, including Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and Rick Ross.
Snoop and Nelly are going to be at this thing. And I think it really does beg the question whether the culture is starting to thaw to Donald Trump. I mean, are they?
About time.
I don't think so. We definitely saw a lot of people, Sexy Red, others say, he sent me a check, so I'm good with him, the stimulus check. And I understand that there is that crew of people who are like, the stimmy check came, I like him now. Snoop and Nelly in particular are apolitical people and apolitical artists. Like you see Snoop with Martha Stewart, he's like, I fly over, I want everyone to like me. I think this is more about capitalism than politics. Somebody said, Snoop, it's the crypto ball. We got $250 for you or $150 for one night. Come do 10 songs, 6 songs, whatever. Yeah, I'm there, homie.
But
Nelly, the same thing.
There are a lot of rappers who have sided with Donald Trump. For all kinds of, he pardoned several of them.
He was giving away pardons.
I mean,
he was giving away pardons to people, and that's why they were endorsing
But
him.
I mean, what's going on there? What is it about these particular?
These are not the intellectuals of hip hop. These are not except for Kanye. These are typically not political people at all. Like I said, there's some in the hood. There's this notion of he's tough. He gave us money, right? They're not.
I was reminded also, I mean, back in the 80s, Donald Trump was, at the boxing matches. He was with Don King. I mean, he was in a different place in the culture. He went into the 90s as the subject of rap songs. And just, Gail, I know you're not a rap expert, but
I am definitely not
a rap expert, but something happened in this election maybe where because of his victory, all the business people were like, you know what? Trump is no longer politically toxic. And some of these folks are making the exact same calculation on the music side as well.
They are doing exactly that. And it is an honor. It's an honor to be able to sing at an inauguration. It's an honor to be able to sing at one of the balls. It's an honor. I have a daughter who's a singer, and she was on American Idol, one of the finalists.
Yes, that's right. I remember that.
And she was asked to sing at a convention. And she lost so many friends and so many fans because she agreed to sing.
Wow.
And I just think it's time for entertainers to get out of politics and entertain.
Well, they're getting into politics in some cases.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
Keith,
Shut up and dribble. Wow. I didn't think we were going to go there.
Well, Keith, I mean, what would you say? I mean, if Snoop were sitting right here at this table, what would you say?
Performed at an event tied to Donald Trump's inauguration. Given hip-hop's long-standing tensions with Trump, fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. The backlash was immediate and fierce, with social media erupting with outrage and disbelief. Why would these artists accept such an invitation? Why would they align themselves with someone who has a documented history of making inflammatory remarks about minorities? Many in the hip-hop community have long viewed Trump as an adversary, not an ally.
Speed up that day for all of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile will be able to sing in the meaning of that old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank you, God Almighty, we are free at last.
His presidency was marked by divisive rhetoric, controversial policies, and repeated dismissals of racial injustice. So to see some of hip-hop's biggest names standing on a stage associated with him was more than just unexpected. It felt like a betrayal to many fans. Almost instantly, social media became a battleground, with fans, political commentators, and fellow artists calling out the performers for what they saw as a sellout move. Some argued that hip-hop, a genre deeply rooted in resistance and speaking truth to power, had no business cozying up to a figure like Trump. Others pointed out the hypocrisy, especially when artists like Snoop Dogg had openly mocked anyone willing to perform for Trump in the past. What made it worse was that this wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. Whether they meant it or not, by stepping onto that stage, these artists lent credibility to a leader who had spent years attacking the very communities that hip-hop represents, and for many, that was...
To celebrate President Trump's inauguration, there are several parties on this evening's agenda, starting with the Commander-in-Chief Ball. CBS News White House reporter Willie James Inman joins us now. Willie, what are you seeing in the room? What's the energy like?
Hey there, Lindsay. Well, the music really is picking up here, and there are some musical performances that we'll see tonight at various balls. This is the Commander-in-Chief Ball. There's the Liberty Ball downstairs. That is where Nelly will perform, and we caught up with the rap artist just moments ago. Listen. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you. Just ask you a couple questions about tonight. You guys ready to roll? All right, so no introduction needed. I want to tell you, Hot in Here is my favorite. When I was in middle school, we used to jam to that all the time. Is that going to be one of your performances tonight?
Well, listen, I can't say that it won't be. Like it's one of the songs that has definitely catapulted Nelly's career, and which I take as a blessing. And thanks for everybody that supported. Continue to support. So yeah, man, we just gonna rock out, man. You know, I feel honored to be here tonight. Again, my performance is definitely for the office. I feel honored that I've been asked. And yeah, man, I'm here to have a good time.
You said you're honored to perform. You joined the ranks of Frank Sinatra, Beyonce, and others who have performed at presidential balls. I guess, tell me about some of the backlash that you're facing for that. You've kind of brushed it off. There are some haters out there, but you brushed it off.
Yeah, I mean, I've been catching haters my whole career. You know what I mean? Like, I always try to think forward, and I also try to trust in myself in a sense of when I truly believe that I'm doing what's right, and I truly believe that I have a plan to help get things done. You know what I mean? And from that instinct, even in the beginning, like I've been getting backlash since 2004 when I decided I wanted to do a song with Tim McGraw. You know what I mean? When I decided in 2004, when it was kind of unheard of. Now you look at some of the artists that's come along as Shabuzi. If you look at what the Queen, Beyonce has been able to do with Cowboy Carter. You know, I did it in 2004. When people had a lot of words to say about it, and you would say that I was catching backlash then, but it was forward thinking because I always try to stay positive and think that what I'm doing is in the best interest of uniting.
Are you optimistic about President Trump's second term? Have you talked to him today after his remarks?
No, I haven't. He ain't called me yet. I hit him. He hit me early. He said he was going to hit back, but I was like...
Well, he is the president.
Yeah, you know, he might be a little busy. But...
Now, Lindsay, Nelly described himself as a political independent. He also kind of played a little bit coy when I was asking him if he's going to be an informal advisor to the president, but he said he's willing to, of course, give his input, but not saying that he's taking on any official role. But the crowd did just pick up here in terms of that applause that they just gave out. And the reason why is because they just put the presidential seal on the podium there, so people perhaps expect President Trump to appear here any moment now. Lindsay?
Willie James Inman, thank you. We'll check back in with you later.
Unforgivable. Nelly, however, wasn't backing down from the criticism. In a conversation with Willie D., he defended his decision, saying, "I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It's an honor for me to perform for the President of the United States, regardless of who is in office. If President Biden asked me, I would have performed. If Kamala Harris won and asked me, I would have performed." But then Nelly took it a step further, and that's when things got messy. He posed a question to Trump's critics. Show me where Trump is a white supremacist. That statement set the internet on fire. Social media ripped into Nelly, but no one came harder than D.L. Hughley. The comedian and political commentator blasted Nelly's defense, taking to Instagram to write, "Wow, that's what we're doing now? Trump propping up white supremacy isn't just in his past, Nelly, it's who he still is today." This man called Daniel Penny a hero. He still stands behind his opinion of the exonerated five. He said Haitian people were eating their pets. That was months ago. He doubled down on it. Multiple people on his staff have said he uses the N-word. Come on, bro. Sometimes it's better to say nothing. And just when things couldn't get worse, Hughley pulled the receipts. He reshared an old clip from 2017 where Snoop Dogg himself roasted any black artist who would perform at Trump's first inauguration. Back then, Snoop mocked the idea, saying, "So ain't nobody going to perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you, Uncle Tom, expletive, going to be the first to do it? I'm waiting. I'm going to roast the expletive out of the first one who does it." And now, he's the one on stage performing for Trump. The irony was impossible to ignore. Fans dragged Snoop Dogg, calling him out for contradicting his own words from years ago. Snoop just roasted himself from the past. One user commented. Another one wrote, "This clip didn't age well at all." The controversy didn't stop there. Social media kept digging, and things got even uglier. A post from the account "A Girl Has No President" laid it all out, saying, "For those asking, yes, Snoop Dogg performed last night. No, he didn't pull a stunt on stage. He didn't say anything bad about Trump. He got paid, performed, and walked away. If you don't believe it, just Google it. It's literally that easy." Fans felt betrayed. People started asking what changed. What did Trump offer these artists to suddenly make them switch sides? What was in that orange vat of grease that had them lining up for a performance? And what made it even wilder was that even Trump's own supporters were mad. That's right, MAGA wasn't happy either. Trump's far-right base had issues with the fact that these rappers were at his event at all. This was one of the rare bipartisan controversies, with both the left and right going after these artists. Hughley wasn't done yet. He called out the fact that in previous years, Trump's team had leaned on different rappers like Kodak Black, Waka Flocka Flame, and Lil Pump to get attention. But this time, Trump wanted a different look. Hughley broke it down, saying, "Trump didn't bring back Kodak Black, Waka Flocka, or Lil Pump because they already served their purpose. Having them perform wouldn't make headlines anymore. Trump wanted artists who wouldn't scare the white folks." Hughley pointed out how predominantly white the audience was at the event. It was about power. Getting an artist like Snoop Dogg, who once publicly denounced Trump, to now perform for him, that's a massive flex. One of Trump's biggest power moves yet. Then things took another wild turn. Conservative media personality Colin Rugg pointed out the shocking shift in Snoop's stance. He dug up a clip from 2015 where Snoop actually praised Trump before turning on him in 2017, only to now be performing for him in 2024. Elon Musk even jumped into the conversation, quoting the post and saying, "The vibe shift is real." Hughley's reaction? Wow, just wow. This is how they do you. And now the question remains. Why did Snoop, Nelly, and Rick Ross decide to perform for Trump? Was it really just about the money? Or was there something deeper behind the decision? Fans were split. Some defended the artist, saying, "It's just a performance. It doesn't mean they support him." Or others weren't buying it, arguing that hip-hop has always been about speaking out against injustice, not aligning with it. This entire situation raises a much bigger debate. Has hip-hop lost its backbone? Is the industry now just about the money, with no loyalty to its original message? Or is it time for people to stop expecting rappers to take a stance on politics at all? Let us know what you think in the comments. And before you go, check out this other video on your screen. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.